for Hunter. Bloodseeker, 2 mana, 2/2 weapon. Honorable kill. Gain +1/+1.
This is a really interesting one where it's like you can just you keep trading on minions. You can get more and more hits, and then you start going face, and you just hit them for like 11.
Yeah, after you've honorably killed a 10 health minion.
Well, I was thinking more 5+6, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, that too.
So
yeah, it's kind of, sort of got eagle horn bow energy about it in a weird way.
Yeah. 2 mana weapons are usually awkward, interestingly, but
honorable kill is also real. I'm racking my brain about 2 health minions that this is going to be honorably killing. And I am coming up rather dry.
I think the potential is there that I don't want to quite give it a 1, so I'll just give it a 2 here. So,
all right, I'll be the one to give it a 1 then.
Okay.
I could definitely see myself being wrong about this, but I could never see this being a great card. It's maybe just a fringe card.
Did day 1 #1 legend Bloodseeker Hunter's OP? If I voted the face for so
put me on Trolled in, then it's fine. I don't care. Right, next up. Dunbaldar Bunker, 2 mana Hunter spell. At the end of your turn, draw a secret and set its cost to 1. Lasts 3 turns.
So I'm conflicted on this card because on one end, like I see draw 3, discount by 3 for 2 mana, and I think OP, and then I remember that secrets are terrible. So it's like, it's, you know what I mean? It's yeah,
and there's the other Hunter's Synergy secret spell too. The 4 mana, which we'll see in a bit. 4 mana, deal 3 to a minion, and put a secret from your deck into play. And if you honorably kill it, you put 2 into play. And you have to play so many secrets to get these cards to work.
Yeah,
I have theory crafted something that would actually play this many secrets.
Is there like a Hunter deck where you cycle through your deck with secrets and then you OTK them with like a combo or something like that?
Doubtful. So, Petting Zoo is a big payoff for secrets. 3 mana spell, summon a 3/3 Strider, and then recast it for every secret you have.
Okay.
You could play this on 2, and hold the secrets, and then on 5, play 2 secrets, and then get 3/3s, which is not bad. Got the Ram Tamer that we're going to see later, the 3 mana 4/3 that turns into a 5/4 with stealth if you have a secret in play, which is okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
I theory crafted a deck for secrets. I don't hate it. I don't know if there's a reason to play it, but it's weird because the Bunker's it's a very good card for possibly a very bad archetype.
Yeah, I agree. You know, if they go and print 2 broken secrets next expansion, this card becomes good overnight, you know? So
yeah, you have to play so many secrets.
Yeah. If you could get away with this if you had 6 good secrets in your deck, which you don't, you have a bunch of bad secrets, but if there are premium secrets, this card would be good enough. Even just kind of you don't need to, but and you also emotionally I'm comparing this to Paladin weapon unnerfed, which is 2 mana but effectively draw 3 secrets, and they were worse, but you got the weapon hits as well. You didn't have to spend mana after you played it.
This is
it's
no
awkward.
Sort of a fall-in.
Yeah, it's awkward with your curve when you play this on 2. In that, well, I want to play a 3 mana card next turn, but I have to either play a 2 mana card and a 1 mana card, which is just not the way Hunter usually wants to play. You know.
You can play another secret. Go with your secret.
Yeah. So. My instincts are actually 1 on this card, but I know it can't with the right synergies. Well, I'm going to give it a 1 with deck building potential. So
sure, I will give it a 3. I'll go the opposite route. You can be right if the deck is bad. I can be right if the deck is good.
Okay, we're diversifying our opinions.
You got another secret, Ice Trap. 2 mana Frost spell. When your opponent casts a spell, return it to their hand. It costs 1 more.
Wait, is this counterspell or is it?
It's freezing trap for spells. It'll counter the spell. They can replay it, but it costs 1 more. presumably the idea is like the deck I had theory crafted for this. It's a Drekthar deck. So the idea, presumably, is you could set up an ice trap, and then you can have a big swing, and the opponent can't counter it because they can't soul rend or whatever.
Interesting.
This does make Riddling's Rifle better, but that's not really a reflection on this card.
It's not very good against like things like Innervate, but if your opponent doesn't have 0 mana spells, this card's insane. Like, right? Like, it's just like these kind of spells are always really good.
It can be really insane or really useless.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sometimes.
Coin. Countered by coin. I like this card. I'm going to give it a 3 just because that's what my heart's telling me.
I'm going to give it a 2. And the only reason I'm giving it a 2 is because, like, every secret, it doesn't matter how good the secret is. If you don't have a way of cheating it, every secret tends to be bad. This is a secret that you don't mind playing if you're playing the deck. So, give it a 2. Next up, we got more Secret Synergy Ram Tamer. As I mentioned before, 3 mana 4/3 minion, Battle Cry. If you control a secret, gain +1/+1 and stealth. 3 mana 5/4 stealth if you have a secret.
That's pretty good. See if all this stealth stuff can work. I feel like, yeah, I'm like another card. I'm having a lot of time giving good, honest evaluations of some of these cards. I'm not sure on this one. You know?
So, like, the thing about this card is that it goes in that secret deck, because you need to play a lot of secrets for presumably not a lot of mana to make this card any good. And that secret deck is a big fat question mark.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably play it in the secret deck. It's a good card to play with secrets, and it's a good card to Drekthar, which I think is what you would do. So, I'm going to give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2. So.
Yeah. It's not that exciting. Because like there's also Imprisoned Felmo, which you can play, which is a 2 mana 5/4 that does stuff too, but similar principle. Next up, we got Revive Pet, 3 mana nature spell. Discover a friendly beast that died this game. Summon it.
I think this card is insane. And to give a comparison, even though it was in Druid class, Witching Hour was game enabling, like deck enabling, and that was random. This is Discover. You can run multiple beasts, and you can always discover the good one. So you don't. So you can. And so if there's any like broken beast like thing, if there's this like, I think this card's really really good. Now, it's a lot of it's also like you can do build arounds, but this card I think is a 4. So.
Ooh, a 4. All right, I'm gonna go 2 on this.
Yeah,
so the way I conceptualize it is yes, Witching Hour was a good card with Witchwood, Grizzly, and Hadronox. Now, when I'm looking at what Hunter Beasts I'm going to be reviving, the answer I came up with is either Trampling Rhino or Moonfang.
Moonfang, not so yeah.
Can be okay. Like in a Face Hunter, if your Trampling Rhino dies, you can summon a Trampling Rhino, and that's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad at all. You do sort of kind of have to build a little bit more around this, and the Revive Pet is going to be dead for a lot of the game.
But like, here's what I think I could run like like some sort of Death Rattle minion as well. There's just I could run some like okay beasts. I'm trying to think of a good. Wait, what? Sorry.
Death Rattle Beast? Do you mean Zixor or something?
Well, yeah, else? I could do Zixor. I could run the 3 mana 1/2 that summons the 4/4. So I can.
And you can have more 3 mana 1/2s that summon 4/4s.
Yeah, I thought that card was way better than it was. But the fact that I can discover means I can use it early or I can use it late, depending on the pace of the game. So I just really like this card. So yeah.
My big question is it better to just play more of a Face Hunter where you just aim shot people and quick shot them and kill them, or a slower Dire Frenzy, resummon, Revive Pet, Trampling Rhino style deck?
That's the biggest thing this card doesn't have going for it, that at the end of the day, people are going to try up a bunch of Hunter archetypes, and then they're just going to play Face Hunter. But now they do have the 1 mana weapon. They have this card. It might
makes the 1 mana weapon a lot better.
Hunter decks might get to the point where they can like go for a turn 8 board win, you know, a turn 9 board win kind of thing with like.
You do have Tavish now too, which rewards you for a slightly slower plan.
Yeah, so maybe you get there, you know. So I don't know. Yeah.
All right, so Revive Pet could be good, could be shit. Nice. Next up, we got Spring the Trap, 4 mana spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion and cast a secret from your deck. Honorable kill. Cast 2.
Yeah. This is another one of those things. If this was just if this was, then you didn't have to run secrets in your deck. It was like discover secrets or just cast random secrets even. Sure. I feel like this would be like a 4, you know, like you could just, you know, kill something and get 2 secrets, but like it'd be like Ringling Rifle kind of level of power potentially, but or maybe not. But like, yeah, even I think when I compare this to Ringling Rifle, the more I do, Ringling Rifle does this, but I get to discover and I don't have to run secrets in my deck. The more I talk this down, yeah.
It's at least good for Quest Hunter. It's 3 damage to a minion, which progresses your quest, and then it'll, if you cast an Explosive Trap after that, it progresses your quest twice. It requires a much smaller secret package than the Bunker, which is nice. So I'm giving Spring the Trap a better chance of being good.
Okay, you convinced me to give it a 2 instead of a 1, so yeah.
All right. I'm caught between a 3 or a 4 on this. I'll give it a 3. It's mostly because it doesn't go face. One face, we'd be talking about 4.
Oh yeah, I can't even go face. Okay.
Yeah, that's a sad story.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Storm Pike, Battle Ram, 4 mana, 4/3 Beast Rush, Death Rattle. Your next beast costs 2 less. I don't think I even want to play this in the beast deck.
4 mana cards have to be so good, and it's like, I get it gives you 2 mana less, but it's so crappy. Like 4 mana 4/3 Rush is so bad. You know?
It doesn't sound good, does it? I'm not very.
I mean, maybe I can revive this. I can play this, then I can revive this, and I can play my King Crush for 4 mana. Is King Crush even a card in Standard? I keep forgetting. I always forget. Okay.
Yes, it is a card you can actually put in your deck.
Okay.
Everybody knows that.
I thought you had to be a Highlander deck and run Brand to get King Crush, you know? So, okay.
I'm going a fat 1 on this.
I'm going to give it a 1 with deck building potential because there's still some magic you could do. So,
Believe in the humongous owl. Next up, Beastalker Tavish, 6 mana, hero, 5 armor. Battlecry, discover and cast 2 improved secrets. So Explosive Trap will deal 3. Freezing Trap makes it cost 4 more. Snake Trap summons 2 2s. Black Tactics get
cool.
2 3/3s. Yep, open the cages, get 2 animal companions. Ice Trap makes the spell cost 2 more. And your hero power becomes Summon Pet, 3 mana, summon an animal companion.
Yeah,
well, I've been divided on this one.
So the hero power, most hero powers are more efficient than normal. So like I feel like even like the shaman one, I mean, they're cards where you actually get more efficiency for your mana instead of less. And someone's saying like
sure,
but so
summoning animal companions is good.
Yeah. So
every turn, getting an animal companion card added to your hand is a good card.
Yeah. So in a value meta, and I think these improved secrets are really good. Like the fact that I could discover, I can pretty consistently get it. Wait, is Explosive Trap not on the list here?
It is.
Okay, there we go.
Explosive Trap.
Yep, it's only 3 damage. I thought it'd be 4. Okay,
4 would be kind of insane.
That was the point. I thought this card might be really good. So just the fact that you can kind of play this, you usually play this, get the proved Explosive Trap, and then maybe like some other thing. That looks good enough. So I don't think this is a 4, but I think, you know, I could see you slotting it into. I mean, it's so hard to see this hunter archetype working as a whole. I really hope it does, because this archetype has been so unsuccessful for the last year. But if this archetype does work, I think this card slots real nicely and is powerful in it. So I'll give it a 3. So
I'm gonna go 4 on this.
Okay.
Because I think if you play this card, I'm just imagining different board states. If you're ahead on board and you play this card, you just probably win. Because now they can't play spells or attack with a minion or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're behind on board, you can play this and restabilize because you gain armor, and you can explosive trap and freezing trap or whatever. If you're even on board, you can push that into a massive advantage. And you can click your button every turn, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think there are some matchups that this card would just win, to the point you might probably just play it in Face Hunter too.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because Face Hunter also values the hero power a lot, because a lot of times... Here's the thing, again, in Face Hunter, though, you can hit the Huffer, but what's interesting about Face Hunter is usually after a while, my opponent... I run out of stuff to the point where my opponent is more efficient. So it's a thing of...
It's so much gas.
Yeah, but it's so not necessarily guaranteed gas to the face, but if you look at it, like, I guess if you spend it 3 times, on average, you get 4 damage, which is kind of 2 less than the hero power. But it is counterable by taunt, so it kind of takes away that burn plan. Things like Ice Barrier work where you're normally Hunter. So I don't think it's an auto include in an aggressive Face Hunter deck.
I think if you're playing Face Hunter on Face Hunt, let's say you're playing the Mirror, played Tavish, you probably just won the game.
I mean, yeah, and the armor and the explosive trap are both, it does seem super, super good in the tempo mirror. The 5 armor is actually very relevant in that Face Hunter scenario. So, okay.
All right, cool. So next up, we got Mountain Bear, 7 mana, 5/6 beast with taunt, Death Rattle, summon 2/4 cubs with taunt.
Ooh, and then I can use my revive pet, or this is so I have to run that crappy Storm Pike Battle Ram so I can cheat this out. But is there any other good ways to cheat this out?
No.
But so
you play this card if it costs 6 mana.
Oh, it would be like at 6 mana. This card's so busted at 6 mana, it's ridiculous, right? Compare this to
high main, right?
The taunt, the taunt is what makes it so busted. So it's weird. It doesn't work this is a neutral. I would be putting a 4 for sure. The fact that I can play this. I mean, it's now you can figure out a good way to cheat it out, but the Death Rattle taunt is very Void Lord-esque.
So I'm being told to cheat this out. We have Maxima, Leorox, new legendary Ickman, and Carrion Studies. Well as the Ram.
Yeah. So...
not believing in the Mountain Bear still. I'm giving this a fat 1.
I don't know. I don't think this doesn't... It's just so hard to make this work with a Hunter archetype. But this card, I don't know. It's just so much... So the taunt within the taunt, I'm going to give this a 3. So... Okay. It's just so I plop this down against a board deck and it's so freaking annoying, So now, how do I get to a Hunter deck that I even get to 7 mana and I'm not trying to lethal them? That's what's hard.
That is the next question. Yes.
Yeah.
The part where you play the card and put it into play could be all right, unless you get sapped or something. But yeah. So it's just you got to get there against Soul Rends and and Flesh Giants and whatever the hell Demon Hunters, Lifesteal Demon Hunter or whatever.
Yeah.
It just looks like a big, stupid pile of stats to me. Okay. Next up, last card for Hunter. Speaking of mana, she went Wing Mana Ickman. 9 mana legendary. 5/4. Battle Cry. Summon a beast from your deck and give it Rush. If it kills a minion, repeat the effect.
Yeah.
9 mana Hunter Beast legendary.
This is a cool card, and then I realize I will have been already dead on turns 6. So it's tough, and it's a lot of build around because you want to run beast. So what happens when I summon my Wolfer Digger, and and then, so yeah.
What about that? That's not good.
Yeah.
This looks like a fat 1 to me too.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1. I don't think I run this in my my Polar Bear Beast Hunter Meta Breaker. It doesn't make the cut. Yeah, or my Mountain Bear. Okay.
Moving on to Mage. How you feeling?
All right.
The Breaker, you doing good?
I'm good. Yeah, my coffee is right in the prime, so
Keep
feeling
chugging
nice.
them.
So
First up, Shivering Sorceress. 1 mana 2/2 battle cry. Reduce the cost of the highest cost spell in your hand by 1.
this is an interesting one because it's like the mana discount isn't, but it's a 1 mana 2/2 with an upside, so it's like I think just on that alone, it's good. Yeah,
definitely a good card. You can discount expensive spells or cheap ones.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
3, I believe, is appropriate. It's definitely playable. What mage plays it is a question mark.
Yeah,
Mizaki, your quest mage, probably wouldn't touch it.
We haven't seen like a minion-based quest mage in so long, so will this kind of card prop minion mage to playable? Probably not.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
It's played. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right, next up, Amplified Snow Fury. 2 mana, 2/3 elemental battle cry. Your next hero power costs 0 and freezes the target.
Is this really good? Like, it might be really good. Like, I can just use this as a, the old ice to meet you. Like, I can use this as ice to meet you, or I can use it to, like, just get a free pingin',
Yeah, you can just play it on 2 and save that hero power for later.
Oh, it's not even this turn. All right, wow, that's insanely good. All right, I'll give it a 3. I'm almost thinking about giving it a 4, but like
yeah, I mean, I'll give it a 4, which is now I'll give it a 3 because again, it's good card that will not be played in certain mage decks that just want to play spells on the sheer fact it is a minion, but it's a very good minion. All right, next up, Siphon Mana, 2 mana arcane spell, deal 2 damage. It can go face. Honorable kill, reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1.
Is this a 4? Like, this feels like...
Yeah, this does feel like a 4, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like, like...
This is Mizaki Mage's dream.
Yeah.
It'll discount your hand, so the Mizaki is able to go off better, which is insane. And when you're going off with Mizaki, you can also point this face and kill the opponent.
It's not even no minion, so...
Yep.
And if you put your opponent's face down to 0, then you get the honorable kill. So it's or
going 4.
Yeah, I think 4. This card's broken.
You'd play this in Quest Mage.
I'm actually annoyed that they keep printing these cards that have perfect synergy with Spell Mage. So
I kind of like that. I mean, that's what Mage is supposed to do in my brain. It's really good.
Yeah.
Sucks when your opponent does good things.
Yeah.
Alright, next up, build a snowman. 3 mana frost spell, summon a 3/3 snowman that freezes. Add build a brute to your hand, which is a 6 mana spell that summons a 6/6 that adds a snogre, which is a 9 mana spell that summons a 9/9 that freezes.
The only thing upside I see about this card is that you can use it to get like 2 free spells, which often is needed. The stats are so terrible. So I'm just gonna give it a 1, but it could see play. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 1 with deck building potential because you could use it. Because I could see it. I don't think it's truly unplayable. Like you might be like, hey, I don't want to run this other terrible 3 mana frost spell. This is a little bit better, So
like if Quest Mage was still a thing, I would give this a better rating because Quest Mage was like playing Wand Thief, so it could brain freeze it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is better than doing that, but I don't know if Quest Mage is going to be a thing anymore. And
then you could braid freeze the snowman, so it's double good. Yeah,
so expensive, clunky, inefficient, not great.
Yeah.
Next up, Arcane Brilliance, 4 mana arcane spell. Add a copy of a 7, 8, 9, and 10 cost spell in your deck to your hand. Copy, you don't draw them, but it's like that old juicy psych melon.
Yeah. It's interesting, like my brain is just I just can't even conceive of 7, 8, 9 mana and 10 mana cards. Spells. But
we got Mask of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
We have Deep Freeze. We have Grand Finale. We have Flame Strike. We have the new spells that are in this set.
Was there a 9 mana spell even in standard? What was it?
The new set.
Oh, the Rune of the Archmage. Okay.
And the puzzle box. The 10 mana spell is the Bunker for Mage. objective, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, so on a objective level,
Hmm.
draw 4 tutor is good.
Huh?
In reality, playing a bunch of crappy big spells is terrible. And even having those cards in your hand is terrible. So
Well, not necessarily in your hand. The deck I theory crafted, insane as this probably does sound, and as it might be, you play Goldshire Knoll and Spice Bread Baker, because your hand is very large because of this.
yeah.
The other side of your hand is it also activates your couriers, your 7 mana. Play the highest cost spell in your hand as a battle cry 4/5.
Yeah. Like, can I get away with running a low curve deck and then having this as my like draw a bunch? I don't know. It's weird.
That's how I tried it, basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this card. It's weird. Again, I think it's like a good card for a bad archetype. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'll give it a
I'm gonna
2.
go with like 2 or 3. I'll go 3. You can.
It's
go
probably it's probably a 1. Like here's when this card's good. Like this, somebody figures out a way to make this broken and wild and make their all their. I don't know. Like I feel like that's just not gonna happen. Not like.
This will never happen in Wild. You are not playing expensive stuff in Wild.
Yeah, that's true. So never mind.
Yeah, good card for what looks like a bad archetype, but we'll see. Next up, Belinda Stonehearth. Like Hearthstone, but backwards. 6 mana, 5/5 legendary. Battlecry, draw 2 spells. Swap their costs with this minion's stats. If you draw a 10 cost spell and a 9 cost spell, they go to 5 mana. This goes to 10/9.
Might be good. I don't know. It's just like I'm so in the world of getting killed on turn 9 and 8. So it's, and I just don't even. I'm not convinced. Maybe the Rune of the Archmage is good, but like.
It is slow. Like you play this thing on turn 6. So on turn 7, you can maybe play your new puzzle box and win the game.
Yeah, it's a thing of like not only is it slow, but it's just the payoff. I don't think is that big, you know. And if you're playing all these big spells, what?
It'll be big. I
get to play an Iceblood Tower. I don't know. Like it's weird. So
I didn't even put this in my theory crafted deck, which could be insane, but I think it's bad. I think it's too slow. I think it's a 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess you play this, and you play the Iceblood Towers, and then you're casting like Runes of the Archmage and Mask of Cthulhu's.
Might work.
Yeah.
The only big downside there is when you don't draw Belinda, and then those cards just like kicking around, and you're feeling sad.
You know, it is draw 2. I don't know. It's like, okay, I'll give it a 2. I was not resisting giving. I don't know. This I could give it a 1, but give it a 2.
Sure, that's a fair rating.
Yeah.
Next up, Mass Polymorph. 7 mana arcane spell. Transform all minions into 1/1 sheep.
Yeah, I mean this is about wrecking a N'Zoth board, you know. So.
Sure.
Like I don't think this is like good in the current meta, but I could see the meta where this is a good card. So I'm just gonna give it a 2. So
I'm gonna give it a 1 because I don't think we live in that meta. But sure, maybe.
But I sometimes I like giving cards the power level of like what I actually think their strength is, not just because if you had a 10 mana card like 10 mana win the game, it might be considered a good card even though it might not make the cut in a lot of decks just because. But that wouldn't mean it's a bad card. That's kind of my mindset. So,
it's like a Kazakus potion.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, Magister Dawngrasp, the hero, 8 mana, gain 5 armor, Battlecry. Recast a spell you cast from each spell school this game. Replay a fire, arcane, shadow, frost, etc.
Okay, so if I played First Flame, it's going to play 1 First Flame.
Yes. This card is at the intersection of a very weird world. If you play a bunch of cheap spells, it's typically not going to be that impactful when you play this. Oh, by the way, the hero power. Arcane Burst, 2 mana, deal 1 damage. Honorable Kill, this deals 2 more. So it deals 1 if you honorably kill, it deals 3. If you honorably kill again, it deals 5, and etc.
Oh, so it can just keep going up.
Hypothetically.
I think this is a 1. Looks terrible.
Yeah. I feel like I didn't put in any of my theory crafts. I feel bad about giving a hero card a 1, but
Not all hero cards are created equal, but you
yeah,
know, maybe you know, it could be the Deathstalker Rexar where it's terrible at first, and then everything gets nerfed to the ground, and then you're just somehow this card seems like the battle cry is like
play expensive cards. So
yeah, like how do I
Mask of Cthulhu, then you play your Deep Freeze, and you play this.
How can I afford to play 15 big cards? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, oh, am I going to be running all minions on my low end? Mage minions are really great at controlling the board and playing defensive, so I can get to this big stuff, right? Like, you're just going to be dead. Like, I just think
spell mages won't play it because it's not a spell. I think it's probably a 1, which is a shame because this is the best art for Dawn Grasp I have seen. Looks good.
It's pretty good art, yeah.
All right.
But, yeah.
Rune of the Archmage. 7-mana spell, cast 20 mana worth of mage spells at enemies. The at enemies part should be clarified. This can cast random spells, I believe. It can cast Arcane Intellect. It doesn't have to target enemies.
Okay.
If it can, it will.
So it's like the new puzzle box.
Yep.
I don't even know, dude.
I'm slapping a 4 on it and moving on.
A 4? Is it that good?
4. Well, if you cheat it out, it's... I mean, yeah.
Wait, aren't there like what happens when I just get like mass polymorph twice? You know, I don't know.
Then it does suck.
Is this an easy 4? Is this like I need to look at? All right.
Cast 20 mana worth of mage spells at random enemies. It's probably gonna do stuff like think of Solarian Prime, basically. It doesn't come with the spell damage in the 7/7. Could cast more spells. Could cast less spells.
I got an evocation. I'm imagining a world. I get some secrets. I get a deck of lunacy. I get a potion.
It's probably going to kill the opposing board and also do something most of the time.
I get a flame strike, a grand finale, infinite. I think this is overrated. I'm just gonna be contrarian. I don't really know. I'm gonna go 2. So
all right.
Alright.
Fine. Then finally, Ice Blood Power, 10 mana. At the end of your turn, cast another spell from your deck. Lasts 3 turns.
God.
Every one of these big spell cards, I think the only big mage spell worth playing is that Rune of the Archmage. Now, of course, you have to play other stuff. So, like, you play Deep Freeze, you would play maybe Mask or Flame Strike or something, but the big spell deck is all about casting Rune of the Archmage as many times as you can, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ice Blood Tower is good enough for that.
I'm going to give this a 1. I don't know. I just think
I'm going to give this a 1, too.
All right.
Just seems slow and clunky and not a great payoff. That's Mage. Next up, Paladin. With Vitality Surge, 2-mana spell. Holy. Draw a minion. Restore health to your hero equal to the minion's cost. Big Paladin card draw. There you go.
I mean, the cards like this have already seen play. Like the 2-mana heal 4 draw card. This is very similar in power level. I'll give this a 3. This is a good card, I think.
Yeah, 3 seems about right for me. Definitely, obviously like a big Paladin enabler, because you draw the minion, and you can help put that minion into play with the weapon we'll see later. It keeps you alive a bit, which is nice. It has that heal synergy with another card we'll see later. You play it in Big Paladin and probably nowhere else, but that grounds, maybe it's good. Who knows? Next up, Hold the Bridge. Mana spell, Holy. Give a minion +2/+1 and Divine Shield. It gains lifesteal until the end of the turn.
Got some Apo vibes. Not permanent Apo, but...
So, worth noting. I made this mistake at first, too. Do not put this on Samuro. It gains Divine Shield. It will not frenzy.
Dude, I think they literally thought about this when they built this card. And they were like, people are going to get mad at Samuro. Like, don't worry, we'll give it Divine Shield. And then people just figure out how to, like, penflinger it or something. And then...
It's definitely a good buff.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, like even just +2/+1 and Divine Shield ain't bad. So I think this is really good. I'll give it a 3. I'm not sure I want to give it a 4, but
I think I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay.
It's a good card. I think there are other things we would rather do before this. It might make like a 30th.
Yeah, you're good point. Good point. So
you have to actually have the board to stick this to something to run in. You can't lifesteal something that can't attack, which is a little bit of a bummer. Next up, speaking of things that can rush in and benefit from this, we got the legendary Sidan the Scarlet. 3 mana 2/2 rush. Whenever this minion gains attack or health, double that amount. This means when it's in your hand, when it's in play, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think
Whenever
this is
gains
just
attack or health, double it.
the sort of commented. Paladin just has bad rush, but like bad comeback mechanics, and like you know, often you like I just played a field contact on 2 against Drevio. He's playing Paladin. He just conceded because it's just so. I think having like another rush minion, especially turn 3, that's 1 turn earlier than Cariel, is real nice for Paladin. So I'll give it a 3. I don't think it's like broken, but I think it's just really nice for what Paladin needs. So
I'm on the 3 boat as well. It works with that lifesteal buff, of course, that we just saw. Also, like Libram Paladin, it plays Varian, and it was playing Broomstick. I think this card probably just swaps out the Broomstick.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Works with your Librams.
Oh yeah, you got getting extra Librams is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an okay card. I can get behind it. I think it's game breaking, but it should be solidly playable. Next up, Stonehearth Vindicator. This thing's good. 3 mana, 3/1, Battlecry. Draw a spell that costs 3 or less. It costs 0 this turn.
This is a weird one. Because there's a lot of like the spells that you don't want to play this with Conviction like in your deck. Conviction is terrible. Even like Hand of Adal, if I don't already have board, well then I get to make this a. I get them for 5. I get to make this a 5/2. Draw a card.
3 mana, 5/2. Technically, draw 2 cards because the Hand of Adal is out of your deck.
Yeah, so it's like a cycle of card. So it's not. But
there's a real fun interaction with this, which we'll talk about more when we get to the Dunbaldar Bridge. Gives your minions +2/+2 and less returns when you summon them. This card can draw Day at the Fair. Summons the Silverhand Recruits.
Oh, that's a good point.
Summon 5 of them. If that's your only 3-cost spell or below in the deck, this will find that, set it to 0, and make it very easy to corrupt.
Yeah. I don't think this is like an auto-include by any means into Paladin decks kind of thing. But I think I give it a 2 with deck building potential. It's like really about your synergies, like and what you do with
4.
it. So, all right, 4.
I think it's very good in Libram Paladin. Hit Hand of Adal, hit Libram of Wisdom, hit maybe the Lifesteal buff. We'll see. Got potential for sure. Next up, the Dunbaldar Bridge. 4 mana spell. After you summon a minion, give it +2/+2. Lasts 3 turns.
This is one of those cards I really struggle to get a good rating on because I just don't. It's an interesting one though, because it's a lot of mana to spend.
It is.
I know people.
Where I've landed with this is that I can very easily build a deck around this. I think it would work well if, and this is the big if, I can consistently draw the bridge. That's the one part I really struggle on. Cards that are good with this, Day at the Fair, Stand Against Darkness, both will typically summon you 5 3/3s. Drekthar, which will be a 6/6 and pull 2 more minions out of your deck that are buffed, which is insane. Rally, which will resummon 3 things and give them +2/+2 each. There are many ways of making this card good. Problem, or maybe question is rather, how good is your deck when you don't draw this card?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I want to give this a 2 with deck building, but I'm having trouble like with this card, but I'm just gonna go with my gut. It's not like I can't imagine like it's hard for me to imagine someone builds the broken bridge deck, and you have to build so much around this card to make it work. So. These kind of card like archetypes have been so unsuccessful this year. Of just like, I'm tempted to give it a 1 because I just don't see it working. But maybe someone could. It's got some cool things you could do, So, but it's also like what's annoying is, okay, well if I play this on 4, I can't really use it this turn. So then I have 5 and 6, which isn't that great for the +2/+2, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go 1 with deck building potential, like so.
A 3 because I think this is a card that would make a deck. I don't know if that deck is good, but the deck can be built. if you draw bridge, you have a very good deck, I think. If you don't draw bridge, then it's a little more questionable. We'll see. This definitely has my interest. Next up, we got Cavalry Horn. 5 mana, 3/2 weapon. Death Rattle, summon the lowest cost minion in your hand.
Seems really good. Wait, it's only one Death Rattle though, but
this seems like another Possessed Villager or Possessed Lackey, whatever it's called, and Demon Hunter Sigil, one-shot Skull. It's your big Paladin card.
Yeah. I mean, what's also nice is you don't really have to be like you don't have to not run little minions because you can play this, dump your little minions from your hand before, and then pull out your 8-mana thing. So, and it's 3/2 weapons, so you get some weapon utility as well. So, I think it's really good. Now, the archetype looks shitty, but I'll give it a 3.
I can go 3 on that.
You could just pull out like
like 8/8 rushes and summon 5/5s, 7/7 that summon 7/7 taunts.
Yeah, they could. There's some cool things you could do with this. Like I could feel like this could have worked in the old N'Zoth Paladin. You even just pull out like the 5-mana Divine Shield taunt, like the would be the 8-mana, the 8/8 Divine Shield taunt if you were able to corrupt it. So very slow, but I think strong. So like I said, is this going to beat the fast decks of this? Like no, but I'm kind of just looking at the overall power level of this card. So
it is a good card.
Yeah,
it probably is for a bad archetype.
Yeah,
but it is a good card. It's another.
Yeah, I feel like it's a story of this expansion where it's like a good card for a bad archetype. That's like literally every card. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Well, at least every card is kind of making me think, which is nice.
Yeah,
they all have roles.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Protect the Innocent, 5-mana spell. Summon a 5/5 defender with taunt. If your hero was healed this turn, summon another 5/5 with taunt. It can be 5 mana summon 10/10 worth of taunt.
Very slow. If I'm healing, like I'm taking damage.
So we do have weapons that heal. We have the 3 mana 3/2 lifesteal weapon that can't attack heroes.
Oh, that's true.
You have True Silver Champion. Both of which curve rather nicely into this.
Okay, here's the thing that 5-mana 4/4 for the warrior. People always thought was good. It wasn't good.
You attacked with a weapon.
Like it made the cut in some pirate warrior, and I think it's in a suboptimal build. Like, I think it's the one. I just don't think I'll ever see play.
I'm going to give it a 3. I believe it is a big Paladin card that is probably very good in Big Paladin, and Big Paladin is also probably not a good archetype. Good card for a bad archetype. Nice. Yeah. Another one. Next up, Lightforged Cariel. 7 mana, gain 5 armor, Battlecry, Consecration. Equip a 2/5 immovable object, which is a 2/5 that doesn't lose durability. Your hero takes half damage, rounded up. So you hit for 4, you take 2. If you get hit for 3, you also take 2. And hero power becomes Blessing of Queens, which is buff a random minion in your hand by 4/4.
4? Card looks insane.
4? Yeah, I'm down for 4. It's interesting to state exactly how insane this is. Ibram Paladin loves this. Then you can't get OTK'd most of the time.
Yeah.
So we take 60. You don't gain 5 armor with this card. You gain 10 armor with this card. And then your Libram of Hopes are not healing for 8, they're healing for 16.
What gets awkward is what do you give your +4/+4 to? That being said,
it's more of a side bonus.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you have minions. So like the card draw for the Paladin is what it seems the weakest part of this card, but like this card's so strong overall, it just can't not be a 4 in my opinion. So
and also you just keep whacking people for 2 every turn if you want to hit them with
forever. Yeah, so you have a very slow win condition, So and you could actually get away with it because Gororo can't OTK you. Demon Hunter has a little more difficulty OTKing you. So
you have to 60 them, maybe more if they have armor. That's no.
Maybe old Gororo, but yeah. So
just seems real good. Good for Big Paladin. Good for Libram Paladin. Even good for that Dunbaldar Bridge Paladin, because it's not a minion, and therefore Drekthar is fine with it. Seems neat. Next up, Brasswing, 8 mana, 9/7 Dragon. At the end of your turn, Consecration. Honorable kill, restore 4 health to your hero. Everything you honorably kill, you heal 4.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Big Paladin, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like people said, what's the old 4 mana 4/8 Primordial Drake.
Oh yeah, way better than Primordial Drake typically.
And Primordial Drake was super good, yeah, but it doesn't have taunted as the honorable kill, so it's like, but you know, that's not consistent. But
yeah, I'm going 2 on it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3. I think this is a good, very strong card.
It's like one of those things you're never going to spend mana for, but if you cannot spend mana for it, it's very good.
Yeah.
And finally, we got Templar Captain, 8 mana, 8/8 Rush. After it attacks a minion, summon a 5/5 Defender with Taunt. They give it the exact same rating as Brasswing for the exact same reasons.
I'm gonna give it 2. I don't think it's as good as Brasswing, so.
Right.
But, okay.
So that's Paladin. Next up, Priest. The Gift of the Naru, 1 mana holy spell. Restore 3 health to all characters. I believe that is heroes too. If any are still damaged, draw a card.
All characters, so that's even our opponent. That's interesting.
Zarella loves this.
This card looks really, really good. Like, you don't lose card value, you can heal all your stuff. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think this is a really, really good card.
4. And I'll go 3.
Okay.
But yeah, it does look solidly playable. The holy spell thing is not irrelevant. There is Dungeoneer if that becomes a thing, and there's also a Death Rattle that draws Shadow and Holy spells. That's good.
Yeah.
The Nord just seems nice. Yeah. Next up, we got Shadow Word Devour. Mana Shadow spell. Choose a minion. It steals 1 health from all the other minions.
I thought so. If a Veil Weaver, like what's the 3 mana 2/5 archetype? Like this card's
and Sethic.
This card's insane in that archetype because I could just like play it and then shrink your board and then make I have an 8 health Veil Weaver. You know?
Yeah, that is such a pain in the ass.
This card's really
good.
That
archetype, of course, not very good, but this card very good in it, and it gets reduced to 0 very fast, and it's targeted, so it gets you a Sethic thing back if you do that.
Yeah,
this is already a good card.
I'm gonna give this a 4.
I think I can join you on that 4.
Yeah.
It's another one of those weird, I don't know if the deck will work out because of this card, but in that deck, this card should be quite good.
Yeah.
Because you can also point this at an opponent's minion. If they have a board full of like little shitters, you can get 1 buff shitter and kill all their other stuff.
Good point. Yeah, it seems very flexible. So
1 second, I have to let my cat out. Back in a hot second. Stop screaming at me.
Joe, what do you guys think about the ratings so far? Top tier insights or out of touch? Don't know. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, card does seem good, but it confuses me as to how you play it properly. Next up, we got Bless. And a holy spell, give a minion +2 health, then set its attack to be equal to its health.
Oh, so it's Inner Fire.
It's Inner Fire.
Okay.
You pay 1 more mana for 2 more health.
Yeah. I mean, Inner Fire was good enough. Now we don't have Divine Spirit anymore, but
that is the big kick in the teeth. Yes. And Divine Favor was kind of important in the context of Inner Fire.
Yeah. Though that being said, I can play Frazzled Freshman into this, and then I have a turn 2 6/6 going into your face. So.
You can draw with Dungeoneer or make it cost 0.
Yeah. It's either a 2 or a 3. I'm not sure which. It's just hard. Like there's this. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2 on it.
I'll go 2. Yeah.
I tried building the deck. It doesn't look great. What you can do is Drekthar, injured Blade Masters and Mooklas. Maybe. You can also rally injured Blade Masters and Mooklas.
Right.
Luminous Geode. Yeah, 2 mana 1/4 Elemental. After a friendly minion is healed, gain +2 attack.
Can I go like Pyromancer, then Gift of the Drew? I know Pyromancer's no longer a card, and then give myself a double Savage Roar or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
What a weird card.
It is a weird one. I don't think it's good. It's just too.
Yeah.
Too. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Even in like more board-based deck, I didn't want to play it. Next up, Deliverance. 3-mana holy spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Honorable kill. Summon a new 3/3 copy of it.
That can be so good against like Death Rattle minions kind of thing, you know?
Could be. Could also be awkward to use because it deals 3.
Yeah,
you have to honorably kill.
Yeah, it does make things awkward. I'll give it a 2. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure we play this, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
The more you discover it, and then people get you get mad when it's the one card. You know that's where it's going to be good. You know, it's kind of like people don't run the usually don't run the against all odds, but when they discover it, it can be good. So
it's going to be a massive pain to get discovered. Yes. All right.
Stormpike Aid Station.
3 mana. End of your turn. Give your minions +2 health. Lasts 3 turns.
This has to be garbage, right?
I think. Doesn't seem good.
I mean,
I'm going 1.
I give my all my minions the first time. Like I'm playing, like priests just can't play a 1-2-3 style, you know. Like and
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. So
okay, good talk. Next up, the Jack Hexen. 4-mana 1/4 battle card. Take control of an enemy minion. Rattle. Give the minion back.
I feel like this is good. Just because it's targeted, so like I can target a taunt. I can target a rush. Yeah, like if I'm really crafty, I could silence the death rattle. There are cool things you could do, and I just think the fact that it's just like you get to choose. You know, most of these kind of effects you don't get to choose for 4 mana. I think this is really good. So
yeah, it's kind of like the ball, whatever you call them. 4-mana 2/4 taunt that can steal stuff with Wave of Apathy or Spell Burst, whatever.
Yeah. So this doesn't require another card synergy, which is nice.
It is. Also gives it back, which is less nice.
Yeah.
And if your opponent has a bunch of little shitters,
little shitters, this is not very good against. And big shitters are historically terrible, but so I'll give it a 3. Talk me down.
Okay. I'll go for 2. I'm not sure you play it, but it could be played maybe. All right. Next up, Spirit Guide. 5-mana 5/5 with taunt. Death Rattle. Draw a holy and a shadow spell.
I mean the Death Rattle, draw a holy and shadow spell looks good.
It does. So it's got this natural synergy with the Death Rattle Priest. It's a Death Rattle card itself. Draw a shadow spell, which is the tradable res for Death Rattles.
Yeah. Like, it seems good. You could literally run one shadow spell if you really, or like 2, maybe you run Palm Reading.
Palm Reading, Renew.
Well, you just like run 4 shadow spells. You consistently get you pretty consistently get the one, and then you can like even tradable it in and then draw it with this. So slow, but that's priest. So it just I think this is strong. I'll give it a 3.
I don't know if I'll give it a 3 or a 4. I'll say 3. It's a bit slow, but it's fine. Next up, Undying Disciple. 6-mana taunt. 3/7. Rattle. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions.
Yeah, that seems good.
It does seem good.
Turn down the 7-mana one, only enemies. Revivable. Yep. Just annoying. Like I play this against a board deck that's like relatively, it's
first they have to get through the 7 health, which is a pain.
Yeah.
And it'll probably kill whatever minions are left, so even if you get through the 7 health, those minions aren't hitting you in the face.
Yeah, so it's if you're any sort of like that's what I do worry about this expansion. There's all these really cards where it's like, hey, this is really good against board-based strategies. So you print all these cards.
Board-based strategies.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then people are going to be going and complaining about solitaire meta again. And it's like, well, we kind of incentivize this with we built a million cards that are incredibly good with dealing with the board. You know, so yeah, it's weird.
Such is the world of power creep, but
it's I think about it. It's
the board-based decks are better, the anti-board-based decks are better, and the OTK decks are better.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's the power creep if they don't go together. So I think certain things have been power crept relative to others. That's kind of so if developing minions on board doesn't seem as good as removal stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, because it's just like you're just better off just playing minions just for utility and then just going for the OTK. But anyways, so
anyway, I give this a 3.
I give it a 3. Yep.
3 sounds good. All right, next up, Zarella the Devout. 8 mana, 5 armor, battle cry. Trigger the death rattle of every friendly minion that has died this game. 0 power alternates between 2 mana, restore 5 health, or 2 mana, deal 5 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if this were printed in Forge of the Barons, I'd say it's a really good card. But it's...
You play this, it can like just kill the opponent's board, draw you some cards, and heal you.
Yeah, it's very slow, but I think the overall power level, so it's a thing of, very slow. But I'll give it a 3, just because overall power level is strong.
Yeah, I think 3 is about right. I do think we can actually maybe play something of a Death Rattle Priest because of this.
Yeah, and there's also like some weird build around potential. Somebody could come, with a really, you could come up with some weird Crafty, Zarella deck, where maybe you run like the death. You could run, I wonder if you could get Elwyn. Could you get like Elwyn Board Priest, right? Where you play the 2 Elwyn boards?
No, the Elwyn boards actually have to die. If they have died, this will give you more swords. But
oh, I see. Okay. You don't get
this is an 8-cost card for Quest Priest.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I like it. All right.